Hang
Oh,
on.
shirtless again.
We got Matthew Specter here.
Yes, sir.
Good luck, bro. Ever.
Yeah, what's up, Wowski? I'm currently doing interviews.
Good luck,
Listen,
everyone
don't worry
in
about it.
here.
Thank you.
Wait, you alright, bro?
Okay. I'm just not even gonna question it. Good luck.
That's
Spectre.
my trooper.
Appreciate
Yeah, don't
that,
question it. All right, Spectre, face away from me. I got to make sure you don't have anything that can be used to try to assassinate me.
I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna.
What are you gonna say? What
Hey,
do you think
pussy.
you're gonna
Now you
say?
have to
I
say
was,
it.
I was
Well,
gonna say just a
say
pair of pythons,
Yeah,
Everett.
open your mouth. Just fucking open your mouth to talk. What is
Yes,
it?
ma'am.
Balls. You had an F and X on them. That wouldn't have done the job. Let's go.
That's true.
So what were you gonna say that you didn't say, Spectre? Come on, man.
I
Let's
said
hear
it, man. I said it. It's just a pair of pythons, you know?
A pair of pythons. What, you think you're two arms or something? You think you can choke out a trooper? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, I can try, right?
You can try, but I would kill you 15 different ways if I wanted to, bro.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time, man. Please.
I think I would start with your right
Don't hit on
eye.
my trooper.
Yeah, don't hit on me, dude.
I thought you were hitting on me. Sorry. Do I need to sit down
All
somewhere?
right,
or-
stand right in front of where we're sitting, right here.
All right. Right.
Okay, state your name and occupation.
Matthew Specter, PD Tow, and SAS.
Pizza and SAS. Your reference is Richard Chop. He says he knows you from a different city.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was your previous rank in that city?
Chief of Police, State Trooper Captain.
Ooh, that's bold to say in front of two state troopers. What made you special as a trooper?
Diligence, commitment, and the focus to see the law through, and always make sure that we do right by the law.
All right, now you're looking at someone who trained Richard Chop personally, from being a cadet to being the senior deputy that he is now. I am fully aware of everything that he needed to work on back in the day. Spectre, how dare you send me a cadet like that needed that much work? So a couple questions. A, where do you get off? B, what gives you the right? And C, how dare you?
Well, A, my sincerest apologies. B, I will make sure that I will make up for it. And C, you can correct me wherever you see fit, because I only care about improving.
How are you gonna make up for it?
By committing to this job and being an asset to the force. I take full responsibility for Richard Job.
Okay. Now, as a ex-chief of police from wherever city you're from, what kind of training programs did you run? What were your goals? What did you do on a day-to-day basis? Tell me a little bit about that.
Most of my day started always with checking out like all the paperwork, reading through reports from the people that worked with me. Then I also talked a lot with the DOJ. We spoke about the SOPs and the laws to make sure that everything was fair. We didn't look like we were judge, jury, and executioner. And most of it was just trying to help the police force. Always make sure that they were fair. I never wanted to come across as us being bullies or being like an overpowering force. As for training schedules, I mostly did the regular PD training, and also the SWAT training and the interceptor training. I also wrote the bases for motorbikes and Air 1, but those were never really my fields of strength. And a lot of investigations. I worked a lot with the detectives and the lieutenants and everybody who conducted investigations to make sure that everything was done lawfully and we weren't crossing any lines.
Need a few minutes, so.
No worries. Okay, Specter. Sometimes when we hire someone, it's not you haven't been the first person that's come in this room and has told me I've been the chief of police, in my old department. Now, something that can happen when that's the case, man, is you're used to walking with a big pot between your thighs. You understand what I'm talking about? Being the person that gets to dictate everything, delegate everything to everyone. Will you have an issue being a cadet, being at the bottom of the totem pole, being trained up from square one?
Not at all, sir. I found that my time at PDTO and SAS has been a very humbling experience. And I do feel like, yes, I might have been chief of police in one city, but in this city, I am no one. I am but a person who wants to become part of the force. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you, Everett, how to do your job. If you tell me to jump, I will say how high.
Okay. Another thing I always want to address when I have candidates like you is that do you understand that our city has a different penal code? We have different SOPs, and that stuff you learned in your previous city or enforced in your previous city might not have any carryover. It might have a translation, but it's never going to look quite the same.
No, I fully understand that my base and what I've gotten used to over the years is not the same as here. I understand that you guys have a different standard, and I will work towards that standard and do whatever it takes. I'm not
All
going
right.
to. I'm not going to compare it. For me, this is a fresh start.
Yeah, I'm ready for a fun question. Are you ready for a fun question, Specter?
Sure.
What's Tennessee versus Garner?
Tennessee versus Garner is that you can use deadly force to prevent the escape of a suspect if you have a reason to believe that the suspect will pose a threat to you or others.
Can I talk more about that good faith belief? What gives cause to arise to a good faith belief, and what would be just bullshit?
I think a lot of it is other variables that will that factor into it. Like, for example, if this person has a gun in their hands or somehow acquired a weapon, or if they, for example, are carrying somebody and they're going to throw them off, or they're going to push somebody off of a building. If you see that the situation is leading up to that, up to the officer's judgment, you can make that call.
What about if someone has an object in your hand, but you're not quite sure that it's a gun?
I don't think that gives cause to believe, because for all we know, it could be a toothbrush or it could be a feather. I don't think it's safe to assume. If you assume, it makes an ass out of you and me, and it just causes a load of legal problems. I'd rather confirm it.
Let's say you receive to a 911 call about an individual that's robbing a Fleeca bank. That 911 says that he's wearing all black and he was last seen running towards the vanilla unicorn with the black bag on his back. You arrive there and you see a man that's wearing all black, but he has no bag. Do you have enough grounds to detain him?
I mean, I might have reasonable suspicion, but unless I've seen him actually commit the crime, I think I would be jumping the gun there. I do believe that I have grounds to have a stop and search if I do have good faith belief that he is the person who did it, and he is in the immediate area. If I can link 2 and 2 together, I can do a search. But based off of him just running, I don't think that's enough unless, he's still in the immediate area.
How are you gonna frisk him if you're not detaining him?
I do believe that there's a case law. I can't know it by name, so I'm not going to pretend like I do. That would allow us to do a stop and frisk if without probable cause, if we have a reason to believe. Like, if it's very specific, like, because we have a specific description. Based on the description, if that corroborates with other facts that we have, that could give us enough to actually stop and search them.
In this case, do you have reasonable suspicion?
I have reasonable suspicion based on what I've been given. But I think it all, like a description, like everybody could be wearing the clothing and a duffel bag. It's quite common wear. But if he's still in the immediate area and he fits the description, I do believe that, we can actually do a stop and search.
And if you have reasonable suspicion, what can you do?
If I have reasonable
Can you
suspicion,
fully search him?
I don't. Oh, that's tricky. I don't think I can do. I think we can, but like I said, there's so many other variables that come into the question. I like to think that if he's still quite close to the scene of the crime, that we can. But if I find him on the opposite side of Los Santos, I think it's a different pair of sleeves and a lot of other variables.
Well, you found him at Vanilla Unicorn.
I mean, Vanilla Unicorn is just across the street, so I would say that's still the immediate area. So yes, I do think that gives rise for me to actually stop and search him.
And can you detain him? Which was the original question.
I believe I can detain him. Yes.
Okay. If you were to pick from these two stacks, which one would you pick?
Oh boy. Oh, that's tough. Oh, is it Marvel Cinematic Universe?
No.
I would have to go.
Comics.
It's the comics. DC.
It's the DC Cinematic Universe.
It's Marvel then. Although
Now
I don't like
flip
Henry
it.
Cavill.
Now flip it. It's the Marvel Cinematic Universe since DC Comics.
Oh, God. Why are you doing this to me? Oh, Marvel Cinematic. I love Robert Downey Jr.
Okay, now flip it and reverse it. Yeah. You know that song? Missy Elliott. Sing that song. Let's go ahead and sing that song for me.
I have no idea which song that is from Missy Elliott. I know Missy Elliott.
She's like, flip it and reverse it. That's not familiar?
Wait, is it worth it? Let me work it. You mean that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that song. Kind of. Like, I can't sing it, though. I sing like a I literally sing like a drowning cat.
Why don't you just give us a little dance, Specter?
A little dance?
Go on.
Yep. You mean like this?
Yeah. Not sing the song a little bit?
Is it worth it? Let me work it. I don't know the lyrics to this song. Ah!
Don't ever do that again.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that wasn't good. I did not like that.
Me neither. Jesus Lord have mercy. What the fuck was that?
A shotgun.
Yeah.
Rubber slug.
Rubber
Shotgun.
slug. Right to the chest, bro. You know, something
Yeah, I'm
we
okay.
say all the time is if you're going to be hired in this department, you have to, just like other police departments, you have to get familiar with some of the tools we use. That's why we use the rubber shotgun on people during interviews. That's why we tase people. And that's why I take my shirt off during interviews, because you're going to be dealing with all types of people out there talking shit in your face. And, you know, if someone was to come up to you and get into your face, really get into your fucking grill and be like, you're a one-eyed fuck. You know that, you pig? And you're a cop. How would you deal with that?
I mean, I would respond that, if
They're really just in your fucking face, dude.
I mean, they can stand as
Fuck
close
out
as
of
they
your
want.
pig. Oink, 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 oink.
I mean,
Zooey.
yeah, sure.
But you'd let them like be that close to you?
I would tell them to back up, like to like.
Yeah, they
personal
don't
bubble
back
thing.
up. Instead, they just fucking push you, dude. They're like, get the
Alright.
fuck out of here, man.
Alright.
I'm for real.
All right, Everett, listen, you're gonna have to step back. Sorry, I really don't want to. I don't want to do any harm. I don't want to cause any issues.
You
Here.
don't want to do. You're on my block, bro. Trying to fuck with me right now? You're on
I'm
my
just
fucking
trying to
block,
do
dude.
my
Get
job,
the fuck
sir.
out of here. There
I
ain't no
will
job
once
for
I
you to
finish
do.
my
Go
job,
back
sir.
to the station, eat donuts.
I will do once this is all over, sir.
Okay. That's not gonna be an answer from me, dude.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna have to
Get the
calm
fuck
down.
out of here, pig.
So
Get
you're
the
gonna have
fuck
to calm
out
down.
of here. If I have to
I-
come back here in 1 second and tell you to get the fuck out of here, it's gonna be with a knife. Do you understand?
Oh, okay, sir. All right. I mean, I wanted to, like, I don't have
Now
anything.
continue just doing. What would you do out there on the field, man? I want to fucking hear it.
What I would do is I would pull out my taser and would tell them, "Can you please move yourself to a safe distance? I do not want to use any. I don't want to escalate the matter. I'm just here to do my job, sir. That's it, and I'll be out of your hair."
Oh, you'll be out of my hair. Well, I already told you get out of my hair, and now I'm back with a knife, bro.
I
What are you gonna do about it?
mean,
What the fuck are you gonna do about it, dude?
I would pull out my taser and I would say, "Sir, please back away."
Taser, you look how close I am to you. Do you understand? I can get this close. I could have that knife pressed against your neck. It would just take one slice, and you'd be done for.
I mean, listen, if you have the
Think a
jump
little
on me,
taser's
that's
gonna
that,
stop
man.
me?
I mean, if you have the jump on me, that's that, man. If I don't have any
Hey,
backup,
what if I don't have on you? What if I don't have the jump on you and I start all the way over here? What about that, man?
and you come running at me with a knife,
You're an officer of the law. You have so many tools at your disposal. What are you gonna do?
tase you. From that distance, I would tase you.
You think a
you'd tase
taser
me?
would reach that?
I mean, how far does a taser reach?
Minerva, try to tase me.
Because I actually don't know the distance. Okay. All right, that makes a lot of sense now. Yeah, I
Doesn't
think
matter if someone's that far though, or if they're this far. Minerva could probably tase me from this distance. But
Yeah.
if I have a lethal weapon, you're gonna tase somebody? Is that what you're telling me? Was that what was under your old SOPs when you were the chief of police?
my well, the thing is, when I was chief of police in my city, the tasers went a little bit further. But in this range, I would escalate the matter. Because you're coming at me with the
You-
intent to kill, so I would meet that. I would always meet the
So-
aggression.
Let me get this straight. If you had enough distance from a knife, you'd pull a taser instead of a pistol? A lethal weapon?
If the taser, well, the taser here is a lot shorter, so I would escalate to a pistol to make sure that he doesn't charge at me.
Does that really matter? If someone starts running at you then with a knife, even if they were at a distance, then what the fuck do? You have a taser in your hand. You're dead. It's a lethal weapon. That kills.
Are they coming at me with the intent to kill? Or are they just running at me? Like, can I actually discern that he's coming with the intent to kill?
But in a scenario where someone has a knife, do you have all that time to see if they're gonna run at you, or they're gonna be running at you and you have a taser in your hand because you saw a knife and didn't pull a lethal weapon? You don't
mean-
have all that time to, oh, if they're running at me, I'm gonna switch. Like, you don't have time. By the time you're grabbing your pistol, you're stabbed.
I mean, that's fair.
Stabby, stabby.
And I think the way I approached this scenario was more that I didn't want to escalate. But,
They already escalated.
and like I said, in that case, I would draw my pistol. And I would, make sure that I am not harmed or anyone else around me.
You trust your judgment out in the field?
I like to think that my compass is in the right place, sir.
Are you slow to act or are you quick to act?
Quick to act, but not reckless.
How are you with 10 codes? Hey buddy. Hey, let's take a breath, okay? I don't have any weapons anymore. Okay, I know I called you a one-eyed fuck. Okay? Just take a breath. Come on, with me. 1, 2, 3. I want to hear you do it.
Okay.
And let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Okay. You feel okay? You gonna piss your pants?
No, I went to the toilet twice before this.
Took a thunder shit?
I mean, if you hit me with that shotgun one more time, I might do.
You shit in this fucking room. I'm gonna send you to the trooper PD, and you're not gonna like it.
I mean, sure.
All right, Broski. How good are you with 10 codes? I realize you're from a different city, but what was your 10 code usage there? Was it plain speak or did you guys use 10 codes?
I believe it was based off of Californian. I know that we have a few differences, like your 1014 and your 1099 alphas. We didn't have like those, and there was a few different ones as well. But I think generally it still looked the same from what me and Richard were talking about.
All right. So you say if I gave you a quiz of the basics, you feel like you'd pass it?
I intend to do my best. Yes.
Okay. If you don't know the answer, just say pass.
Okay.
1076,
That is en route.
1041,
That's on duty.
1020,
Location.
1023,
Arrived on the scene.
1080,
That's a car chase in progress.
1080. Wait, I just said that shit. Sorry. I meant to say 1060.
That is is that officers in the area?
Nah, it's carjacking. 1090.
That's a bank alarm.
All right, so you got the basics. You know, you might be able to pick up the differences. Whenever you got any questions for this guy, any more?
Yeah, I do. Let's say responding to a hostage situation where a suspect has an EMS hold hostage. After negotiations for free passage, Trooper Sergeant Everett Stone orders officers to shoot once the suspect that's in the vehicle to leave. The suspect is about to leave. What do you do? And do you agree with the decision?
So they made the single demand to drive off. That was it.
Free passage was the demand.
Free passage. Yes. If my superior orders me to shoot, I will shoot. If I have a problem with his judgment, I will speak to him after the dust has settled, and in private, and not, in public for everybody to see that there's discord in the PD. But I will speak to my superior afterwards in private, and ask
Do you
him.
agree with the decision?
Yes.
Why?
Because the demands was that they didn't get fired on or no spike strips. He just wanted free passage, and also he held an EMS at gunpoint. I do believe that we hold EMS to a protective standard.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
All right, that's it for me. I just got some administrational questions. If you're hired by the Unified Police Department, would you be choosing to join the BCSO or the LSPD?
Had that question asked to me a few times. Permission to ask you guys a question?
Okay.
What do you guys think I should
12.
pick?
Oh, you're asking a different question. What do I think you should pick? I think that you should have a some kind of preference, and it shouldn't be down to a uniform looks good, a uniform looks bad. You should get an impression of either department, talk to a couple people from each department, see what your impression of those people, and then make a decision based off that.
I've always been.
So my answer. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I've always been LSPD, but Salvatore, his last thing before he quit the PD was to give me a recommendation for PD, and 5 out of 6 of my recommendations have all been BCSO. So I feel a bit sort of, I feel that I should go for BCSO depending on like my recommendations, but I've always been LSPD, so I'm sort of a bit confused what to pick. I'd probably pick LSPD.
All right. Okay. And if you were hired into the Unified Police Department, it would be a requirement for you to patrol both counties that you have access to without question, without comment, or without babysitting from my end to do so. Do you have any concerns about that?
Not at all, sir. I go where
How
I'm
much
needed.
time would you be able to put it on, like, let's say a week, if you were hired?
I'm trying to do the calculations. Can I only go on duty within the shift I sort of requested?
Yes. During the first, at least during your first initial step of your career where you have to be with
Right.
FTOs?
I would say probably about 30 to 40 hours a week.
30 to 40 hours a week. Okay. Consistently, like 3 months from now, we would still be doing that.
Yes.
All right. So if you do get hired and you don't do 40 hours a week, then we fire you. I'm not
Alright.
kidding.
I mean, the way I see it is that there's 7 days in the week. I can show up for about 4 to 5 hours. You know, give or take that the train doesn't bug me or, you know, something doesn't happen to cause that to change. So I can consistently show up for 4 to 5 hours.
Okay. Any other questions, Stone?
No, not for me. I'll lead you out, Bresky.
Do we have like his ID and stuff that we need?
Yeah, all that's on file.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk you out. I'm gonna give probably a 1 to 2 minute pause before I bring up the next candidate.
Yep.
I
Should have
appreciate
3
your
more.
time.
Yeah, you'll hear from us via email.
All right. Holy fuck, my ribs.
So I mean, come on, man. It's just a rubber shotgun.
It was
don't
point
think,
blank. It was just
well,
a
it was
table
point
between
blank.
us.
All right. Well, you know,
At least warn
Maybe,
me so I fucking held my breath
you
or
don't
some
always
shit.
you don't get warned out on the field, man. You don't get a warning out on the field.
All right, Everett.
All right,
if you
let
roll
me.
that way,
Of course, I roll that way. That's how the troopers fucking roll here, dude. I don't even feel pain anymore, bro.
all right, once I
only
get to your
emotional
level,
pain.
I'll be a trooper as well. Then is that what trooper shit
Only
is defined as?
emotional pain, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. I just want to do a roll call. Who I got here? Do I got Omar still?
Heading down Cali, driving round with my baby. Top drops and raindrops, motion got me all faded. My heart